Well, hello, Edsson.
Hello, Josh. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, thank you. So, Edsson, I know that we're still new to the SafeStart and still implementing it as well. However, when did you notice that it started to really take place into the hot rolling mill as daily culture and start to work as a program?
Well, I realized about when the program was working, when I saw one supervisor from the team sharing stories with his team. This is when you realize, okay, I think we are in a good we're in the good way, we're in the right way, because I realized that one supervisor, nobody asked him to do it, and he was sharing a history with his team. And I realized, like, okay, the system is working, because now the guys are doing by themselves, so nobody's pushing them. And I realized that the system, the SafeStart, the program is working. What do you think? Do you realize that it's working, or well?
Absolutely. I love learning a little bit about people's home lives and hearing what they're going through at home and what they learned while maybe working on their house or going to the grocery store. And it's easy that you hear these stories, but it certainly is now changed that we're turning them into Safe Start stories rather just a story how a guy fell down or twisted his ankle on the weekend. It's become to where now he comes in on Monday and tells me his Safe Start story rather than just
Yeah,
I fell down.
yeah,
And so that's, I think, when I felt that I noticed that this program started, to take place and work.
yeah. And I remember as well, part of the DNA of Tenaris is safety first, for sure. Since the first day that I am in the company, safety is a mandatory rule for all of us. And it's part as well now of my culture, because in the beginning I was different, and after 14 years working with the company, I realized that safety is must be first all the time. And it's a funny story, because I was in the beginning when my son started riding the bicycle, he didn't want to wear the helmet, and I asked him, "Hey, put the helmet." And no, I don't like it. I was pushing all the time, put the helmet, put the helmet. I told him, safety first, safety first. And then one day he told me, okay, Dad, I'm going for the helmet, safety first. It's like the culture that I got from Tenaris, and I got from all the programs regarding safety, including the Safe Star. Now it's part of my culture as well, and now it's part of my home as well, because I am taking care of the person who I most love in my work, and he was taking care because I was pushing him to make safety first. And this was like I never realized. I realized because he told me, but I never realized that I was pushing all the time him to do the right things. No.
Well, listen, as a manager, how do you feel that you're able to get this Safe Start program pushed out to all employees from the hourly level on up? And where is the challenges in that?
Well, I think the best way to manage the team to follow one direction, and it's not just for the managers, including the supervisors as well, is believe in the program, no? Believe in the things that you are doing, and lead with example as well. Because if you are pushing for something and you don't care, you don't care about nothing, so they are gonna follow you, because they are realize that, like, you are doing just for to meet with one requirement, and not because you believe in the things that you are doing. So I think the responsibility for all the roles, the leadership roles here in Tenaris, is very important. It's very important to follow the things that you believe, because if you don't believe in that, the people is not gonna believe in you. So, uh, and I think this is the best way, is leading with example, sharing your own history with them, and have conversations with them and share histories, and ask them as well to participate in the program. So I think it's the best way to do it.
From my point of view, I agree wholeheartedly, as you said, that as a leader, you have to set an example and lead from that front. It's kind of comes back to how you taught your son safety first.
Yeah.
People were always looking up to you, and maybe not to me, but certainly to you and higher ups. And if you don't see them taking the safe starts, to heart, they're not going to either. It needs to be convinced all the way down. And personally, for me, it's become something that I'm trying to carry over into personal life and to my children and my wife as well. And it's funny because I even created a whole SafeStart story over my wife, and I told her about it. And so, it's becoming more of a culture than it is just a program.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, unique.
I'm just gonna ask for the share of a safe start story, your own personal.
Absolutely. All right, well, Edson, do you have a SafeStart story you'd like to share?
Yes, I had a lot. But I would like to share one that it was, for me, at least in my personal life, was very hard because it was a close call for me. So as a maintenance, it's not the best way to wake up in the morning 6 a.m. when somebody call you. And I remember this happened in Tamsa when I was in Mexico. And they call me and no, we got this problem. Okay, I'm away. And I was speeding because I was thinking in the problems and I was trying to arrive to the work to help the team to fix the issue. But suddenly one bus that was in front of me stopped suddenly, and in my left I had a car, so I had to do full brake in that moment, and I lost the control of my car, and I crashed. It was a very serious crash for me. And then, well, for sure, it was my minor of the task because I was thinking in the plan, rushing because I was trying to arrive early to help and fix the issues, for to avoid on time. And then as well, complacency for me because I was doing speeding and it's not the right way to drive a car, no? Because the car is a huge risk as well. So that is my history, and I learned a lot after that history. I completely changed my life because I was close. I was close, and I think it's my best history, safe start history.
Excellent. Do you want to ask Josh?
Josh, yes.
Do you have one?
Josh, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna probably be a 3-part SafeStart story. So this happened pretty recent. There was at home at night, there's a routine of getting the kids to bed,
Yeah.
getting the house locked down, every lights turned off. We were going through this routine. I remember I was at the kitchen sink finishing dishes. My wife was closing the doors, locking them, turning the lights out. And the house, if you have small kids, is always a mess. It's normal.
Yeah.
My wife is for sure fatigued, being complacent and in a rush. She wants to go to bed. She comes walking across and steps on this little tractor bus that my son has with one foot. And so one foot stayed planted and the other foot took off. And she did a split and landed on the ground. And, I was sitting there laughing at the sink and I ended up pulling something in my side, laughing so hard. And so in my case, I wasn't really rushed or fatigued. I'm just old. But for her case, she was certainly rushed, fatigued, complacent. So that's my 2-part SafeStart story. Thank you, guys.